What's going on, guys? I'm going to be showing you the ultimate way to go ahead and track your finances, know exactly what you're going to have in the future to a T, as long as your bills and everything stays pretty consistent. Now, I'm not going to say that I can project the future and I know exactly what's going to happen and this is going to stop anything from happening. That's not true. But this, if you want to know your bills like no other, you want to know your account like no other, and you want to know what's coming in, what's going out, what you'll have estimated on a certain date, this is going to help you get there. Now, it can be a little bit time consuming, but trust me, in the long run, it is definitely worth every single minute that you're spending on this. So let me go ahead and show you how you can go ahead and create this spreadsheet. Now, looking at this spreadsheet, it looks a little bit, maybe it looks confusing to you, maybe it looks all over the place, or I don't know how much experience you have in spreadsheets, but this is Google Sheets. You don't necessarily need to go and buy Excel, although you can export this as an Excel sheet if you didn't know. So what I do here is I'll have the date column here. So let me just, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that the date is there. You put the date, a description of what it is. Right here, this is where I'm putting my amounts. Your bank, how much is in your bank account, the action you took, like if you paid it or anything like that, and then any comments that you want to add to it. All right. And so what I want to show you is the formatting, and I want to show you the type of formulas that you need to go ahead and get started with this. Now, the date is actually pretty easy. You would just come over here and start with a date and then go ahead and drag it down at the corner. So if I started with 1225, underneath it, I'm going to write 1226. I'm just going to pull this corner down and it's going to add to it. So boom, you can see that right here is going to do something like that. So a lot of it is automated, so don't worry about you having to do every single little thing. Now, on the days that I get paid or the days that my spouse gets paid, if you have joint account, then you're just going to type that in here, and so you have like a little description of what it is, and then you're going to put the amount here. Now, if it is negative, like if it's something that's coming out that you're paying, you are going to put a negative or the minus symbol in front of it. Right over here at the very top, you're going to have just no formatting or no formula, and you're just going to put the base amount from when you started this spreadsheet, whatever you had in your account. Right then underneath it is where you're going to start getting into the formatting. So you're going to put equals sum parentheses D2, that is the block above it. You can see that it is highlighted around it. Now, if you get confused about D and then 2, if you get confused about that, you can always click it while you're making the spreadsheet too, I believe. Then you'll put plus, because you're trying to add them together, this $500 from the check. So this is going to be C3 and it is highlighted in purple. That is going to give you this 1500. Now you can do that, and then you can just drag this down just like I did with the date. You can continue to drag this down and it'll do the formula for you. Right? So here you can see, for example, D3 plus C4. Now I have 2200 in this account. After the rent, you put the 1200 there. After the rent, D12 plus C13 is going to be back $1,000 in the account. Now you can put the light bill, you can come over here and put that your light bill was $200, and then you can go ahead and put your other checks that come in depending on when you get paid, every week, every 2 weeks. Now that part can be a little bit time consuming. I don't really know of a way that you can just put it for every day on that day. Now, there might be a way to do that, but I'm saying I don't necessarily know that at this current moment. Now, if you want to come in and you want to make sure you don't have anything less than a certain amount, or you want that to flash, you want that to get your attention, this is where conditional format rules come in. You'll just come to format and conditional formatting. This is a rule that I have. So right here, if it's less than or equal to $0, it's going to pop up red. Normally I like to give a little bit of wiggle room so that way I know that the account is getting low, but it depends on what your threshold is. So if it gets less than 50, if it gets to $50, or under $50, it is going to turn up red. So I know that on this day, okay, I am going to be negative. I need to either make more money, or maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I came in and I actually got paid right here. So I would just type in my check or my name if you're sharing this, and I would just type in whatever the check amount is. So $500. Now I have $1,300 on the January 15th. And I would know that after I pay my rent, I am going to have $100 left on this day. It's that simple. Now, if I wanted to change this and I want it to be, if I have equal to $100 or less, I want it to turn up red, it's automatically going to do that. You can see that the applied to range is in the D column. We only have up to 69, so that's what it's going to show. If I drag this down, it's going to go up automatically. A lot of this is automated, so don't feel like this is a very daunting task. The only type of task that is a little bit time consuming, and that is because I don't know the way, but I'm sure there's probably a way, maybe there's not, is to come in here and type everything in. You could do that for the year, you could do it for 6 months, however you want to see how everything's going to go. And as you go in and you buy things, like let's say I came in and after this I bought some clothes, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say clothes. And if I wanted to, in the description or the comment section, I could say I went to the mall, or I could write whatever I want to in there so I can remember what I did. And let's say I spent 150 on clothes. I would just put minus 150, and it's going to go ahead and do that for me. Now, if I want to come in here, I can change any of this. I can change that to yellow if I want. Every time the rent comes up, I want it to be in my face. I want it to be blue, or I want all my bills to be blue, and anything else that's not, anything that's recreational or anything, I want to highlight that. You can do that. So that's where you would do everything up here. If you want to change that, if you want to change this formatting, you can do that right in here. So if I want this to actually be something more pleasant instead of some crazy red, I can come in here and I can do that, and it'll change that. I hope that I went over everything that is necessary to go ahead and create this spreadsheet. If you have any more questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Hope you guys appreciated this video. Now go out there and start projecting this, because I feel like this is super duper helpful. If I want to go ahead and get something now, I know that I can pay for it in full whenever that date is, you know? So, and especially because it helps you plan better, and also it helps you see that you can actually afford maybe some things that you didn't think that you could actually afford. Sometimes there's more weeks in a month and you might get paid more that month, so that's an extra, you know, whatever it is in your check. I mean, that's extra money in your pocket that you previously didn't know that would be there because of that extra pay week in that month, if that makes sense. So just play around with this. Hope this helped you guys out. Catch you guys in the next one. Appreciate you all.